Well, good morning, everyone. Up here at the cabin. It's Labor Day weekend. September finally, and it feels like it. It was chilly this morning. It was like 44, I think 46 degrees maybe. But just getting set up here. I'm gonna make breakfast. Got the water boiling. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee, but I won't bore you with the 7 steps of how to make a coffee like I normally do in my videos. But yeah, I popped the hatch here on the cabin. Got set up and just enjoying the morning. S'mores is over here eating sticks and acorns and whatever else you can find. Bubba, say hello. You already had your breakfast. Huh? Yeehaw. Oh yeah, there's an acorn right there. Anyway, so the plans for today, finally, I've been wanting to build one of these for years, but I bought a bunch of lumber. I don't think I have enough to finish it, but I have the lumber, roofing, and I got blocks. So I'm gonna start building a firewood rack here today. Somewhere over here, just because it's flat. I might have to dig a little bit to level it out. I'm gonna go get my coffee going, make breakfast, and then I'm gonna build a wood rack. You gonna help? She just wants to go play with those other dogs. I can see my coffee boiling there, or my water boiling. Alright, let's start this back up when I cook. Let this cool down for a minute. I'm not very organized. I got my bags everywhere, so I gotta get settled in a little bit better. Alright, I'm gonna go make coffee and eat. Good old Uncle Charlie's. A little bit of salt and pepper on there. I probably started the eggs too soon. I should have let the sausage get closer to being done before I put the eggs on. But that's alright. I'll just have cold eggs. Good morning, Smokey. I better get those eggs off of there. don't have a spatula, so I'm not doing the flip. By the time I get these off, they'll be scrambled. Oh boy. Come on, sausage, cook. I think it's getting close. I'm gonna move it back here a little bit over the flame. It's been a while since I cooked on the old Coleman. There we go. I didn't bring anything to dip in my dippy eggs, but I'm gonna go eat breakfast and then I'm gonna start on the wood rack. Alright, I'm all finished with breakfast. I'm gonna leave this set up in case I feel like making a late morning coffee. But I didn't make it to the flea market this weekend. It was closed when I came up. But I did find this little carved wood duck. Well, it's not a wood duck. I don't think it's a wood duck. It's a duck carved out of wood, but I don't think it's a wood duck. Anyways, perfect for the cabin. I found this at the thrift store down by my house. Oh, he has lots of friends up here he can hang out with. Alright, so here's my supplies for the wood rack. I'm going to build it on these deck blocks, which this is actually what the cabin's sitting on. Can't really tell because I have them like tucked under the deck. But that's what I'm going to use, so I just need to find a level spot. And I'm actually going to build this entire thing out of 2x4 lumber. I'm not going to like set any posts in the ground. I think this will work just sitting on the deck blocks. And this here is the polycarbonate roofing I ordered. I don't have any like a plan. I just looked at a bunch of pictures of different ones and came up with an idea, like a combination of different things I saw. So I'm gonna try it out. And I'm thinking I'm gonna put it over here because it's kind of level and I won't have to dig very much to get these blocks leveled out. Maybe over here. I definitely want it out of the way. And the fire pit's right here, so it'll be nice to have the wood close to the fire pit. And I'm not too far from the cabin when I need to come out and get some wood. So I'm gonna start unloading supplies and then get moving. I don't know, hopefully get as much done as I can today. Like I said earlier, I don't have enough lumber to finish it all, but I'm hoping to at least get the base built and set, in the posts, and then I don't think I have enough to actually finish the roof, but we'll see. Get done what I can. Alright, so I did move the Coleman over there a little bit because I'm probably going to actually use this up here to do some measurements and kind of get the build going. But here's the polycarbonate roofing I bought, and this is actually the same material. In fact, I almost used this same color on the roof of the cabin here, and this stuff has held up really good. I mean, it gets pounded with acorns, and sometimes I wonder how it didn't break, but it's held up for several years now, so I figured this would be good for the wood rack. And the reason why I didn't use the color, because it's actually, you can't see through it. It only has like 5%. I think it only lets 5% of the light through, and I wanted to be able to like see through there, so that's why I didn't use the color. But anyways, it's kind of like a barn red. I don't know if you can see compared to the door. Like the door is like a blood red, but it's more like a barn red. Here it is compared to, yep, I got the red and black flannel on, the Mad Platter flannel. But yeah, you can see it's more of like an orangish red. First thing I need to do is, I have 4 panels and they're I think 26 inches wide, but you have to overlap them. So I'm going to lay them out with an overlap and see how wide it's going to be. I didn't want to build the base 8 foot and then it turns out once I put the roofing panels all together overlap that it's less than 8 feet and it doesn't cover. So I got to figure out how wide this is going to be before I build the base. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, so if I did my math right, the base has to be 85 inches wide, and then the posts that I'm going to be putting on will add 3 inches, so that's 88 inches, and then I'll mount the roof on the outside of those posts, will add 3 inches, which will be 91 inches. And then the center points would be 89.5 inches, which is where I need to be, so these line up with the 2x4s on the roof, if that makes any sense. It's hard to visualize, but and that's the same way I did the roof on the cabin here, and I'll show you in a sec. But then I'll have I'll have to cut this little piece off, but I'll have a few inches of like overhang there on each end. So hopefully I calculated right. Yeah, here's what I'm talking about. Like, you can see these little beige colored pieces of plastic. That's what that is there, and those need to mount on the roof, like the 2x4 of the roof. So that's why I needed to figure out pretty much the exact width of the roof. Sorry. So yeah, just like this. See how that hangs over a few inches. This will do the same. So I'm going to get started on the base. I still haven't figured out exactly how deep I'm going to make it. It's going to be around 4 feet deep. I'm going to figure that out as well. This color actually looks really nice in the sun, so I'm kind of glad I went with the red. I almost they also have a green, which I almost went with, but I thought maybe this would match the cabin a little bit better. Not that it matters really. It's not a perfect match. It's like a barn red, but I actually like it. S'moresy, you like it? You looking for leftovers? Yes. You small bobo. It's starting to warm up. I better take off the Mad Platter flannel. See, I got my work boots on. You gonna help? Look at my helper over here. What are you doing? Taking a nap? S'moresy. You tired from breakfast? Lay down, girl. It's okay. Oh, I should have left her alone. Now she's gonna come over. Oh, here we go. Well, there's the base. Took much longer than I expected, which is kind of usual for me. Always takes 2 or 3 times longer than I think it's going to take, but Well, it was not as level as I thought it was to the naked eye. I thought it was almost level. So I had to dig a decent amount just to get everything leveled and squared up. But this is probably a little bit overkill for a firewood rack, but it definitely won't be going anywhere. I'm going to use these 2x4s for the floor, so it'll be pretty stable. It's like definitely not going to tip over. And this is how I built the cabin too. I overhang the lumber, I overhang the blocks, that way they're kind of hidden underneath. I actually might get some gravel before I put the floor on. I might get some gravel and dump down underneath. I still got to level out some of the dirt under there. But yeah, pretty simple. Just most of the time it took just getting the blocks leveled and getting everything square, but I think it's turning out pretty good. What else? I think I'm going to get started on the corner posts, and then that's pretty much all the lumber I have. I only have like 6 or 8 more pieces of lumber, so I think I'll be able to get or I definitely have 8 because I have enough to do the posts, but I won't be able to do the roof today. But that's okay. I wasn't expecting to get everything done in one trip, but it's turned out pretty good. I might actually be able to use this for a little coffee pavilion or a little Adirondack sleeping shelter. We'll see. If it turns out pretty cool, I might do that and then build another one for a firewood rack. Probably not. And at the end of the video, I'm keeping track of like all my dimensions and my cuts, so maybe at the end or I'll make just a separate video on, like, I'll have a cut list and all the materials I use, the dimensions, and like a final cost. The roofing itself, that polycarbonate roof, was pretty expensive. It was like $100+ bucks. And lumber's definitely cheaper than it was there for a while. It's come down pretty good, so the lumber's not too expensive. But when it's all said and done with the blocks, this is probably going to be a few $100, I bet. The blocks are about 10 bucks each. So I'll add it up at the end and make a video. But all right, I'm going to take a little break and get a drink, and then I'll get started on these corner posts. There's what I got done for the day. I got the base done and I got the corner post set up. I take back what I said earlier. I'm probably not going to do a cut list and have all the measurements in another video, because I didn't really measure these posts. I just wanted the front 6 foot and the back 6 foot, and it's 4 feet deep, so I kind of just laid it out on the deck over there and cut the angles until everything lined up. So I'm not sure how long they actually are, but they're about 6 feet in the front. And you can see I cut this angle here, and then the 2x4 on this way. I also cut an angle on there. I'm actually going to mount 2x4 this way, which is what I will screw the roof panels on the top. But yeah, I just got these screwed in with a couple screws at the bottom, but I need to level everything out and line everything up before I screw everything together. I think I'm going to put a 2x4 at the top going across on the inside just for structure, and I might have to try to figure out, so I was going to do the roof with 8-foot 2x4s going this way, but I don't know if that roof will sag. I mean, these panels are pretty light, so I don't think it will. I'm probably just going to go with it. But I do think I'm going to put a 8-foot 2x4 on the top there, and then in the middle here I'm actually going to put a 2x4 coming up in the middle. I probably could have went a little bit lower in the front, or maybe a little bit higher in the back, but it kind of looks a little high in the front. But I think I'm just going to let it ride. I actually wanted it 6 foot in the front so I could kind of you know, step in a little bit easier without busting my head. And I'm seriously kind of thinking that if I fill half of this with wood and I put a little chair just to sit in there if it's raining and I just feel like sitting outside in the rain. And this might sound really stupid, but I have a little titanium wood stove that I use for like winter camping. Well, in my driveway. I haven't really used it much, but I might actually put that in here. So I can put that up real quick. It like folds up and put it up and take it down, so I won't have to leave it here. And then I could put it in there, have a chair there, and then run the chimney like out the side. So I'm just kind of thinking forward that that's why I have it so tall in the front. I also have a fire pit. If it's raining, it might be cool to have a little mini pavilion to sit in there and drink a coffee out of the rain. But anyways, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. I might screw in this I might screw in some 2x4s just to hold it together so it doesn't, like, I don't think they're gonna fall over. I just have them kind of tacked in, but maybe for stability until well, these ones aren't going anywhere, but the taller ones might. But yeah, I think this is turning out pretty good, other than maybe it's a little bit high in the front, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, instead of like digging post hole, like holes with a post hole digger and putting 4x4s in, I just have a 2x4 and then a 2x4 on the face, cut the angles for the roof, and then the sides I'm just gonna run like 1x4s up to here and like leave some spaces in between them. That way you're supposed to do that just for airflow to keep the wood dried out. Keep a little bit of the water out too. But then from here up, this triangle area will be open air. I don't know, hopefully I don't get bees nests and critters living in here, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, but that's all right. So I'm gonna get cleaned up, and I think that's maybe going to do it for this video. I'm probably gonna get a fire going and cook over the fire. Maybe I'll share that with you, but if not, I appreciate you all watching, and I hope you like my little woodshed, firewood rack. And I don't know if I'm gonna be up for a couple weeks, but at this point I think I'm hoping the roof will be pretty easy to get up. It'd be nice if I had another person that could come up and help me. That way I can like maybe even build the roof on the ground and then just hoist it up and tack it in. But we'll see, maybe I can get one of my neighbors to help me out. And then for the floor, I'm just gonna run 2x4s. But yeah, so thank you all for watching, and keep an eye out in a future video for the wrap up, and then I'll fill it up with wood. I can't wait. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I'm gonna take a walk over here so you can kind of see the distance it is from the cabin. There it is. So there's the fire pit, woodshed, wood rack, whatever I'm calling it. And I still may move my fire pit over a little bit more, because I drive through here, and I think I mentioned this in another video, but I've hit it before not paying attention, like with my trailer. So I might shuffle that over there a little bit, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. I think it's going to turn out good. All right, thanks for watching.